off of the cloud yet.
Yes.
What's the first thing that you notice here?
A forest.
A forest? And are you standing on the ground or?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So look around in this forest and notice what you see. Besides trees, what is around you?
I think I'm near a settlement.
Mm-hmm. Are you wearing shoes?
Yes.
Describe your shoes that you're wearing.
They look like leather shoes.
Mm-hmm. Are there laces or?
No, they're more like boots you pull on.
Okay. And what are you wearing on your lower body? What kind of clothing?
Pants.
Mm-hmm. What color are they?
I think they're like a light brown or green.
Okay. Are you holding anything in your hands?
No.
Are you wearing anything on your head?
No.
And what are you wearing on your upper body?
Oh, a cloak.
Okay. What's the weather like?
Sunny.
Mm-hmm. What sounds can you hear?
I hear birds.
Mm-hmm.
Forest sounds.
Right.
Bugs and.
And how do you feel as you stand here?
I feel okay. I feel relaxed.
Mm-hmm. What smells do you notice?
It's a campfire.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to freeze this moment for a second, and we'll come right back here, but I want you to imagine you're standing in front of your home, the place that you live, the place that you go to sleep at night. You're standing in front of that home. What does your home look like from the outside?
It's a dome.
Mm-hmm. What kind of materials is it built out of?
Glass.
And how do you go inside of that dome?
There's a door that slides open as I approach.
Okay. And when you go through that door, what's the first thing you notice on the inside?
It's a lot different looking than the outside. The outside is very primitive, the area where the forest is. Where I live, it's very advanced, and it's hidden.
In what way is it advanced? What kind of things do you see on the inside there?
We come from a far-off place.
Mm-hmm.
We're not from here, but we've settled here for now. Our world is hidden from the outside to protect us.
Your world is hidden, or your house?
The house.
Okay. So, you say advanced. What kind of things do you see when you look around in here?
Everything is cleanly fabricated.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the outside world is made with materials, wood, forest, things they gather.
Mm-hmm.
In my home, we have the ability to create things that we need just by thinking it.
Okay.
It's a technology. It's something that was developed over a long period of time.
Right. Is there furniture inside?
Oh, yes.
What kind?
Oh, you know, what you would find in most houses, a place to sit down,
Mm-hmm.
tables, work areas.
Okay. Is there a place where food is prepared?
Yeah, but it's not what you would think necessarily. It's a machine that you press buttons and the food comes out. You can have whatever you want because it's made from base elements.
And so when you push the buttons, what kind of things are you telling it to do as you push the buttons? Are you working with those base elements?
Well, you can create anything from, like a salad to, things you would eat. If you want a glass of water, it'll give you a glass of water.
And do you eat different things than the people around?
Well, we don't eat meat.
Mm-hmm.
We eat very refined proteins, carbohydrates, things that energize the body.
Mm-hmm.
Hydrogen base to fuel the cells. We don't eat low energy, such as decaying flesh. We eat anything that boosts the physiology.
Okay. And if you're eating things that come from a machine, for example, rather than like a plant, is there a disadvantage to that?
No, because we draw upon the blue energy of the ether. The ether is a life force, and so anything that comes through the machine is imbued with life force. It's very different than how the outsiders eat.
Are there other types of energy besides the blue energy of the ether?
Well,
Other energies of the ether, as you call it.
I'm not a scientist, so I can't tell you that, but I'm sure there are.
Okay. And so that gives it a living quality like what we would get out of eating a plant, for example?
Yes.
I see. Okay.
But on a much higher, more advanced scale.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps our cells invigorated so that our cells don't experience aging in the same rate.
Right.
We don't lose energy. The whole concept of getting older, we don't have that because the energy is reinvigorated into our bodies, so we can stay in these bodies as long as we want.
Okay. When you eat food, do you do that as a communal activity?
It depends. not all of us are in the same area.
Like if you are together, is that a thing that you sometimes will do? Like have a meal together?
I don't think we're that together that much, so I feel like we're survivors
Okay.
of a civilization that's gone now.
Is it a civilization from another place or from this place?
Well, it was from this place, but previous to that it was another place.
Uh-huh. And what happened to your civilization?
It collapsed.
Because of what?
Some sort of natural event, but it could... I think something happened that may have triggered the event.
Okay. But that was before your time?
Yeah, I don't know what that event was.
Right.
We just have the remnants of what was before.
Okay.
We don't have the means to recreate this.
So this home that you have, is that from before the collapse?
Yeah.
I see. So you wouldn't be able to build another one of these?
No. That the way all the infrastructure to build a habitat such as this is gone. They're very limited, so there's not a lot of them around.
Okay. And does anybody share this home with you?
Yeah, there is someone there.
Describe that person.
I think it's my daughter.
Okay. And you're a male?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Describe your daughter. What does she look like?
She has blonde hair, blue eyes. She's very pale.
Mm-hmm.
We come from a place. Come from a place that's Hyperborea. Hyperborea. That's where we're from. It's
Hyperborean?
Hyperborea.
Hyperbore?
Hyperborea.
Borea. Okay. And where is that?
It's in the north.
On Earth?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It would be located where present-day Greenland and Iceland and the Pharaoh Islands are located.
Okay.
They're just remnants of what was once.
And this place where your home is, is that in Hyperborea, or is this a different location?
I'm not sure.
Okay. That's all right.
Everything changed. We're not really sure where we are now. The stars shifted.
Ah.
We don't know, and we don't know. The night looks different than it used to.
Does the night look different even in your lifetime?
Yeah.
It changed within your lifetime?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was young when it happened.
Right. So, what exactly did happen? Just from your experience.
One day, everything was perfect, and then the next it wasn't.
And what was it that made it imperfect in that one day?
All the magic went away.
And what do you mean by the magic?
Well, we could do things. We could, if we wanted something, an object, say, we just thought about it and the object would float
Mm-hmm.
and come to us. And the magic's gone now. We can't do this anymore.
And did you guys come up with theories for why this changed?
It was the accident, the cataclysm.
Uh-huh.
Waters, lots of waters. I'm seeing like raging water everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere.
And besides losing the magic, how else did that impact your lives?
All of our friends were gone.
Right. And this home that you live in, is this where you were when that all happened?
Yeah.
Okay. How many fingers do you have on your hands?
6.
6 fingers?
Yeah.
Is one like a thumb? What?
One is a thumb.
One is a thumb. Mm-hmm.
And then 5 fingers.
Are the fingers long or short?
They're long.
And do you have hair on the top of your heads?
Yeah.
So do you interact with humans?
Well, we are a kind of a human.
Do you interact with those that have 5 fingers rather than 6?
Oh yeah, they're used for labor.
Okay. How do they feel about being used for labor?
I don't know. I don't interact with them very much.
Okay. They're not in your area?
They're in the forest, but I never see them.
Okay. So I want you to just see yourself doing the work that you do on a daily basis. What is that work? How do you occupy your days?
I try to learn how to fix things.
Mm-hmm.
When things don't work in the house, I have to try and figure out how to get it to work again.
Right.
The people who built the place aren't around, and so we have systems failing, and I don't know how to get it back working.
And so you spend most of your days just trying to kind of keep these old systems going?
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. There's no more magic. It's gone.
Right.
We took it all for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's not here anymore. Life is getting harder and harder.
And where do you think this is leading?
No place good.
Okay. I just want you to let go of that, seeing yourself doing that work, and just see where you rest, where you sleep at night. Do you sleep in beds?
Yeah.
Okay. Describe the bed you sleep in.
It's a tube that comes from out of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And when I need to recharge the body, I lay down in it. And a glass covers the body.
Mm-hmm.
And the rays of rejuvenation are initiated. And the cellular structures are reinvigorated.
Okay. And how long do you spend in that tube?
2 hours.
Okay. And how often do you need to do that?
Within a sun cycle.
So every day you do 2 hours?
Yeah.
Good. So I want you to leave this all behind and go back to where we started, where you're standing in the forest. You're standing there in the forest and you have your boots and you're wearing the pants and you have the cloak on. What do you do next?
I walk and explore.
Are you exploring for any particular reason or just...
We're looking for survivors. Every day we go out looking to see if we can find more of our own people. Everything was scattered.
And you've been doing this ever since you were a child?
Uh-huh.
So you keep looking?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever find any?
No.
So it's just you and your daughter?
Yeah.
Do you ever find artifacts or remnants of your culture?
Yeah, there's ruins.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you're able to do with those ruins?
No, it was devastating.
Okay. And so what are you doing right now as you scout? What are you noticing?
I noticed the change in the weather. It's warm now. It's not cool like it was.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the creatures that I knew are no longer around. There's something, new things, or seeing strange new creatures.
Uh-huh. How do you react to that?
Oh, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where they're coming from. They just seem to appear one day they weren't there, and then suddenly they're there now.
Are you on an island or are you on a continental landmass?
I feel like we're on an island that's left over from what was a landmass.
I see. And so what's happening right now as you walk through the forest? What are you seeing?
I think it might be spring because I see like a lot of flowers and blooming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a springtime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw a deer.
Okay. Is that a new animal for you, or...
Uh-huh.
So deer didn't used to be here before?
No, I don't know where they came from.
Okay. Are you sure that you're on an island? Have you discovered the whole...
Oh, yeah.
So you know it's an island?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've been to the high place.
Right. Are there other islands near?
No.
Right.
Just ocean.
Uh-huh. Are you able to navigate that ocean at all?
No. I have nothing to go out on the sea with.
Right.
We could ride in the air, and now those there's nothing to ride in the air.
Right. Okay, keep going. So you saw the deer, then what happens?
There's fox.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. Then what do you see?
I see a river, and it's a nice breeze. It's just a alone feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what happened? Where did everything go?
Right.
Is this it? Is this all there is? That's all that after our great civilization, this is it? This is all that's left?
How does that feel?
It's just a shame
Yeah.
to have everything and now have nothing.
Where's your daughter's mother?
She died.
Recently, or?
No.
Oh,
Yeah. The child was very young.
okay. How did she die?
I think it was an accident. I think she fell.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I want you to leave this day. We're going to leave this in the past where we found it, move forward to the next most significant day of this life. We're at that next most significant day. Look around. Now where are you?
We were rescued.
So what happens? How do they arrive where you are?
They came from the sky. They were looking for our people. They found us.
What kind of craft do they fly in? How would you describe that?
It was huge. It's like a city in the sky.
And so I want you to go right to that moment where you see it and describe what's happening.
There was something in the house that I think it was like a beacon. They were able to find us through the house.
Uh-huh.
They arrived in like a city in the sky. And they came down and they took us up into the city in the sky.
How do they take you up there?
They come down in a smaller
Mm-hmm.
container, and we walk onto the small container, and it lifts up and into the sky.
Right. How's your daughter reacting to all this?
She's amazed. She never seen anything like this. She had no idea how advanced our people were.
Right. And how do they react when you get there up into this city?
They're happy to see me.
Is there anybody that you recognize?
Mm-hmm. There's a friend from my childhood.
How's that reunion?
It's amazing. I thought he was dead.
So what do you learn from them about what's been going on that you didn't know about?
The world was damaged from an object in space.
Mm-hmm.
And some were able to leave in these airships and were able to get off before the object hit.
Right.
And so they had a harbor, a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a long time for the world to settle down. So they couldn't come until it was safe.
What made it unsafe for them to come back sooner?
The whole planet was unstable. There were unstable magnetic fields, and the ships sail on magnetic fields.
Mm.
So if they would have tried to enter, the ship could have gone down and crashed, and they just had to wait.
Right. So what does it look like on this ship? It's a city in the sky.
It's very bright.
Mm-hmm.
There's light everywhere. The people seem very happy. They're glad they found us. They're looking for others that survive.
So I guess they haven't been able to look for very long now? Or have they just started being able to come because it's settled down?
Well, the accident happened when I was a very young boy.
Right.
Now my daughter is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
She's grown up, and it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I never thought we'd see them again.
And what do your people's eyes look like compared to humans?
Crystal clear blues.
Mm-hmm.
They look like gems.
Mm. And so, what do you do now that you're on the ship?
Well, we have to go through all kinds of things. Our bodies have changed due to the energies of the lands are different now than before.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're given a choice whether we want to stay where we are or if we want to come with them. And if we come with them, then we go through a process to clean the body and to re-energize it back to where it was before the fall, because the energies of the planet fell.
Right.
They fell, and here we can regain the magic. The magic is here.
Okay.
But down below, the magic is gone because the earth doesn't have the same it's just not this. It's fallen. It's fallen right now.
Is it fallen just because of this object from space?
Yeah, well, it wiped out everything that was sustaining the planet. All of the power centers, all the temples, everything it's fallen. It's not what it was.
Right. So is it that your civilization had kind of raised the frequency of Earth over what it would have normally been? And so was it a destruction of technology that caused it to fall?
We don't know.
Oh, okay. So what do you decide? Do you decide to go through their program or to stay on Earth?
I don't want to stay on Earth.
Yeah, I didn't think you would. So what's this cleansing process like?
The we daily go through an energizing process. It strips away a lot of the contaminants. It's a form of energetic dialysis,
Mm-hmm.
where it goes through all the cells and bathes the cells in higher frequency. And it has to be done in a slow process, because if it were done suddenly, it would cause the destruction of the body. And that is not the goal. We want to elevate at a slow pace.
Mm-hmm.
There's others on board who are going through the similar process, and we have to be isolated from the others because there is possible contamination. So we are being decontaminated.
Okay. And so where does the ship go? Is it just still looking for survivors as this all happens?
Yes, it's they're looking for others. And there are others.
Right.
There's also many ships that were able to leave the surface before the event happened. We're in contact with other worlds.
What type of contact?
Oh, we communicate with them
Through technology?
through, yes, technology.
Mm-hmm. How far away are these other worlds?
Oh, many light years.
Okay. Are there any inhabited planets in this zone besides Earth at this time?
No, not anymore. There were.
Which ones were inhabited?
Mars was inhabited. There was a world that was destroyed during the Great War. Great War was a long time ago.
Hmm. And what did you call that world that was destroyed?
It was the dragon, Tiamat.
The dragon?
Yeah, Tiamat.
That's the name of the planet?
Yeah.
And where was that planet?
Where the asteroids are now.
Mm-hmm. But that was before your time?
The Great War happened a long time ago.
Okay. And Mars, was that inhabited in your lifetime?
No.
No. Okay. But you know about it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And so when you say you're in contact with other worlds, are they your species that you're in contact with, or are they other species as well?
No, there's other people out there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there are the people that they look like cats.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the dog people. There's the insect people. There's reptile people. There are humanoids of different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
They all have, like five form. The head, the arms, the legs.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of different people out there. They're humanoid though. They all have a. There seems to be order in the universe.
So most of the intelligent beings are humanoid in some way?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see. So you don't know of any intelligent beings that are different than humanoid?
No.
Okay. And what type of communication do you all have with each other? What's the point of being connected if you're so far apart?
We share. We share ideas. We share technology. We share. We share the creation.
But you don't share it as much with the humanoids on Earth?
No, because they are engineered. They don't understand. Their connections have been tampered with, so they don't. They have a lower form of consciousness.
And who tampered with the connections?
The people who came as minors, they're not the same as us. They're different people. But they are the ones, they broke rules. They broke rules. There are rules in place where you are not to interfere, and they broke those rules, and they interfered with the indigenous peoples.
And so they reduced the capacities?
Yeah.
By unplugging certain stuff?
Yeah.
Certain abilities?
Yeah. They turn things off on a DNA level.
Okay. But that wasn't really permitted?
No, that is not permitted. That there is a ruling governance to the universe. All worlds who survived the Great War came to agreements. This group broke the rules on this world.
What do you call that group?
I don't know.
You call them miners?
Yeah, they mine gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're on the ship, you're getting decontaminated and all that. I want you to leave this decontamination phase and go forward until that's all done. You've been decontaminated, you're still on the ship. Now what's happening?
I believe we've gathered as many survivors as we can find, and we will leave this world behind and let it heal. We'll come back to it at a later time.
Mm-hmm.
So we make preparations to leave this area of this galaxy.
Are you leaving just the area of the galaxy or the whole galaxy?
This area of the galaxy.
Okay. And what kind of preparations do you have to make for that?
We have to... everything is connected through nodes, and we have to plot the course through these gates so that travel to vast distances is shortened. So...
And so it's like a navigational
yes.
thing?
Yes. We're looking at the navigation.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to make sure the solar winds and the energies are in tune and with our craft enter the gate, we will travel to the next gate, and then to the next gate, and then to the next gate, until we arrive at our destination.
When you go through to a gate and then to the next, do you linger at the gate at all, or is it just really fast?
It's very fast.
Okay.
It's like a transit system.
Uh-huh.
We don't know who made the transit system, but it's been there for eons and eons and eons.
Okay. So where exactly are you guys headed now?
And a distant star.
What do you call it?
Phaeton.
Phaeton?
Yeah.
And why are you headed to that place?
We have people there, relatives.
Okay. And do they know you're coming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we can communicate over vast distances.
And so, leave this behind. I want you to go forward to the actual journey. What do you do physically to prepare for this? Just the individuals on your ship.
Oh, we have something similar to my bed at the old habitat.
Mm-hmm.
And we lay in those, and when we're ready to travel, it's like we sleep for a moment and then we are at the destination.
So it's really not much of an experience of travel, huh?
Mm.
Okay. So leave this pre-departure moment. I want you to go forward to now you've arrived at the destination. How's your daughter reacting to this?
She's amazed. It's like, for her, it's like it's like magic.
Yeah. And what does she think of the others that are of your people? She's only basically known you her whole life, right?
She thinks they're like astonishing creatures.
Mm-hmm.
They have abilities that she had never seen before.
And is she learning to have those abilities too now?
It's taking time.
Right.
It's taking time.
Is it quicker for you?
Yeah, because I could do those things when I was really very young.
Right. So for you, it's relearning something you already knew.
For me, it was like a muscle memory. For her, it's like discovering a new limb and having to learn how to use that limb.
Right.
It's hard for her. It's very hard.
Sure. So now you've arrived at Phaeton. What happens? You said it's a star, but I assume you need a planet to land on, right?
There's planets around the star.
And how many of those planets are inhabited?
6.
Oh, wow. What's the one that you go to?
Eros.
So, what is this planet Eros like? Describe it for me.
It's very clean. There's a lot of colors. Beautiful vegetation. Nobody has any cares. We have everything we could ever want.
Mm-hmm. How does your daughter react to this place?
For her, it's like being in heaven.
Right. But this is the first time you've been here, right?
Yeah.
So it must be quite something for you as well.
It's,
or was childhood just like this?
Yeah. Where we lived when I was a boy was very similar to this.
Okay. And so, what happens upon arrival?
We meet family.
Mm-hmm.
We learn about our people's history.
And what do you learn about that? What do they teach you?
Oh, we learn about the Great War, the war that encompassed the whole galaxy, the war that destroyed so much. We learn about how things were being rebuilt and how we were able to find a lot of the places that survived, and we were able to reseed them. Earth is a place that was reseeded. Earth is not an original world. It's a reseeded world.
So Earth wasn't allowed to follow its own evolutionary path?
Earth is a combination of its own world and repairs.
Okay. What was the purpose of the repairs for Earth?
To create a garden.
Why Earth?
It was located after the Great War in a planetary orbital position that made it conducive for growing a garden.
And what was the purpose of this garden?
To try out new combinations.
Was that to repair damage?
Well, there was a lot of destruction after the Great War, so this world is used to, or was used to, find new combinations that could be transplanted to other worlds that have been damaged.
I see, right.
It's part of a Genesis project.
Mm-hmm. And those beings that diminished the humans through genetic manipulation, did they suffer anything for this transgression?
Yes, they lost their consciousness. The longer they were on Earth, the less they had of what they were.
And they're also humanoid?
Yeah.
So did they mix with the humans?
Yeah.
Are they in human genetics to this day?
Yep.
Okay. What markers do humans have that they could trace back to that part of their ancestry?
Their blood.
Uh-huh. What about their blood?
They have a negative marker.
So that's where the negative marker comes from?
Yeah.
I see. Okay, so you learn the history of your people and other things, and then what happens? What kind of place do you and your daughter live, or are you still together with her?
She moved to another planet.
Oh, why is that?
She wanted to see other things and experience the civilization.
Mm-hmm. And how'd you feel about her moving away?
I'm okay. I see her. We communicate, so it's
Right.
not so bad.
Okay. And so what do you do?
I'm studying engineering.
Mm-hmm.
I very much got uh, excited and involved fixing things in my house
Right.
on Earth that I want to learn how to do this.
And you were frustrated at not being able to fix certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
That must have created quite a bit of curiosity in you.
Yeah.
So now you can really find out how things work, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want you to leave all this behind, and I want you to go further into this life to the next most significant day, no matter how near or far. Now what's happening? Where are you?
I think I died.
Okay, so just rewind a little bit and go to the moment where you die. How do you die?
That was an accident. We were traveling. We were traveling on one of the small ships, and I think we hit an asteroid. I just see rocks, see dark shapes. It was very fast.
And what's the first thing you notice after this collision?
I'm surprised.
So you're out of your body
Yeah, it
instantly?
was vaporized. It hit hard and fast and suddenly.
Right.
There's nothing left.
No warning?
It just...
And then all of a sudden you're just a spirit in space?
Yeah. There's no space.
No space.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the first thing you notice then? You're just...
Light.
Light?
It's everywhere.
And then what happens?
These lights come and they take me to the place to review.
What do the lights look like that come for you?
They're like globes.
Uh-huh.
They don't have a form or anything.
And how do you react when you see these globes of light coming at you?
We were taught in school what happens after one leaves the body. So I'm surprised to see them.
Right.
But they're not unfamiliar because we were taught about this in school.
Okay.
I'm just shocked. I didn't expect this.
Yeah. So they take you to a place to review. What does that place look like?
It's a gigantic library. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. And there's multi-levels and it's just massive.
And what do you do when you get to that library?
I see my entire life. They have a record of it.
And do you have a form in this place?
I resemble what I looked like before I died. I'm not like a ball or anything like that. Like I still like I look and feel and seem similar.
Mm-hmm. And what do you learn by reviewing your life?
Oh, it goes through mistakes and how I could have done things differently. Just seeing what the experiences were, what I learned from them.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, with this review, how do you think you did?
I think I did okay.
Okay.
I think a lot of it had to do with how I handled the cataclysm, the aftermath, and how I was able to adapt. And I think that was important. That's the most important part of the entire experience was I learned how to adapt. I can change and move on, and I can continue adapting. Adapting was what I learned.
Mm-hmm.
The ones who couldn't adapt, they didn't make it. I learned to adapt.
Right. And what happens after you're done reviewing?
It's time for the next adventure.
Do you plan that adventure out, or what happens?
This part I can't tell you.
Okay. Well, then just move forward to whatever you can tell me. What's the next thing that happens that you can tell me?
Just preparation.
What do you do for this preparation?
Library templates are selected.
What are the templates for?
They imprint a personality type and core for the next adventure, the next experience.
Okay. What type of place do you choose to go for this experience?
I have to stay away from Earth for a period of time, so we go to another star.
Okay. Is it inhabited by people like you, like the same race?
No.
No. What's different?
These are the lion people. The cat people.
And what's this society and life like? How's this different than what you came from?
The cat people are very fierce.
Mm-hmm. Are they like carnivorous predators like lions on Earth?
Well, you wouldn't want them to be your enemy.
Right. And do they have arms and legs?
Yeah.
So they are humanoid.
Yeah.
But the face is a little bit more lionish, or what?
Yeah, they look like cats.
Okay.
They have fur.
Why is it that all these different humanoid creatures look so similar to animals on Earth?
There's an order in the universe.
So there are cat beings all over the universe, and birds all over the universe, and all these different things?
Yeah.
Okay. But what about things like an octopus? Could there be...
They're another consciousness. They're another type of being.
Okay. Could they have advanced technological societies?
They already do.
Oh, they do. Okay. So it's not all just humanoid that are conscious and technological?
No, everything is conscious.
Right. And so, what's the life purpose in this lion cat people kind of planet? What is the purpose of going there?
They are experts at energy manipulation.
And so you're going to learn that?
Yeah.
What can they do? What can they do that your people couldn't do?
They have tremendous speed. Their craft work in different ways. I'm just seeing energies. They have control over spectrums of energies that we don't have control over.
So I want you just to leave all this behind and go forward into a significant day as one of these people and tell me what's going on right now. Are you younger or more mature?
Mature.
And what is your job? What is it that you do?
I'm an advisor.
What type of advising?
I'm advising a Pharaoh.
A Pharaoh on this planet or Pharaoh on Earth?
On Earth.
Oh. What's his name?
I don't see it.
Okay. What are you advising him about?
Construction.
What are you helping him construct?
The power plants.
A power plant?
Mm-hmm.
And how is that power plant constructed?
Through energy manipulation.
Mm-hmm. What does it look like?
It's a pyramid.
Mm-hmm. And what makes that pyramid generate power?
It draws energy through its shape, and the energy combines with water and it creates hydrogen.
And then what happens with the hydrogen?
It creates electricity.
And what are they able to do with that electricity?
Power the city.
Okay. How does the electricity move around the city?
Through obelisk.
Uh-huh. And how does it move from an obelisk to like a smaller thing? Are there just smaller obelisks, or Like we use wires and thing now.
No, it's wireless, like the Wi-Fi.
Uh-huh.
Pyramid sends out the energy, and objects acts as antennas for the energy.
Okay. And so, what type of objects run off of this electricity? What kind of technology do these humans have?
Well, they use it to control the weather,
Mm-hmm.
to bring the rain, to grow the crops. It's practical things.
Okay. So what are you advising this Pharaoh about specifically today?
Oh, to calibrate the power plant properly, because if the power plant isn't calibrated properly, then there could be a meltdown, which would cause a great explosion.
Okay. And are there many pyramids in this area?
No, this is a experiment.
Uh-huh.
We're testing the humans to see if they can handle the technology.
I see. So there's only one pyramid at this point?
Yes.
Okay. How large is this pyramid?
Oh. It's the tallest building in the valley.
Okay. And how do the humans react to this technology?
Well, the real question is, how did they react to us?
How do they react to you?
They think we're gods.
Do you enjoy that?
No. I think they're primitive, but we're here on an assignment with other groups from different worlds who have come here for this. It's a small experiment where we're testing them. These people, we don't know what their consciousness level is, so we need to find out. So we're testing.
Okay.
So far, it's going to take a lot of time.
Like how much time in terms of the way people count it on Earth?
It might take. We don't know.
I mean, years or tens or hundreds of years or...
Perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I want you to leave this day behind where you're advising and go forward to the next most significant day. Now what's happening?
Well, we're going home. I don't think these people. I don't think they have the capacity.
What happened with the test?
Their minds are so small, they get involved in petty power struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to take time. We're just going to have to wait.
Okay. What kind of power struggles did they get involved in with your project?
Oh, there was people from neighboring areas who saw what was happening here and they wanted it, so they tried to come and take it. But it doesn't matter if they try and take it because they don't understand how it works.
Right.
So it's just futile.
Right. And so what did you leave them with? Did you leave pyramids there?
We left them with a promise.
What's the promise?
One day we would come back.
And why would you come back?
We owe it to this world.
Why do you owe it?
We owe the garden.
What do you owe the garden?
Should have never fallen. We should have protected it.
From the rock from outer space?
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
It was interference.
Who interfered?
Oh, the ones who altered the humans, as always.
Okay. And now, as you head back to your planet, what's the status of those who interfered before?
They're on probation.
Are they on Earth?
The ones that fell,
Right.
not all of them fell.
Okay. What about the others who didn't fall? Are they on any type of probation themselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're on their world.
Uh-huh. So they can't leave their world?
Nope.
In human terms, where would we find that world where they're from?
It moves in and out of this area of space on a cycle. So now their world is on a return cycle.
Mm-hmm. So it's returning to come closer to Earth?
Mm-hmm.
And how long will it take before it's near?
I can't say.
Okay. Excellent. So I want you to just let all that go. Let all that go back into the past where we found it. And now I want you to bring all the energy and consciousness of Eric back into the body. Bringing all the energy and consciousness of Eric back into the body. May I speak to Eric's subconscious, please?
Who asked?
I do. Andy.
Yes, we are here.
Thank you. So, why did you choose to bring forth this life where he was on a semi-destroyed Earth and then got rescued? Why did he need to see that today?
To know that he won't always be alone.
Is he alone now?
He feels alone, but he's not.
In what way is he not?
There are those watching him and protecting him.
And what would they and you like to tell him?
Be patient. Don't fear. You will never, ever be so alone that you will be lost.
Well, why does he have to go through these challenges in his life if he's so not alone?
To learn to adapt.
Okay. So is that part of why you showed us this life of adaptation?
Yes. Yes, there is coming a time when his experiences with adaptation and adapting to a new world will come into the fore. It is soon. It is coming. Be patient.
So is there going to be something as dramatic as what he went through in that life?
Yes.
What can you tell us about that dramatic shift?
If you can adapt, you will survive and you will thrive. It will be a new world, a world much better than this one.
And what will the transition be like?
Like the process on the ship.
Like a purging, cleansing?
Yes. It will be gradual, but it will happen, and it will continue and continue, continue, until the magic returns.
Is it already happening, or has it not begun?
It's happening.
Is that why things seem crazier now and on so many levels?
The ones who can't adapt will fall away. The magic's returning.
How long ago was that lifetime?
12,000 years ago.
Okay. And so that's the same comet that hit the ice caps and all of that?
Yep.
What Graham Hancock talks about?
It changed the world.
And how did a comet hitting ice caps take the magic away?
The resonance of the earth was changed.
Okay.
Everything is resonance, everything is energy. The cat people know this.
So this regret of the cat people for not saving the earth, would it have been better if they did that? Or was there a need for the resonance to change?
There's always a need.
Okay. Even for it to be lower?
This is how we learn. This is how we progress. This is how the universe is.
But there are places that are more like what we would consider paradise, like where he went in the ship after he was rescued, right?
Oh, they are there right now.
So, a lot of people on Earth think it's ridiculous to dream of utopias and paradise like that. What's your opinion?
I have no opinion.
Okay.
I have reality.
So, tell me about the reality then.
The reality is true. There are Elysian fields. There are the glories of Valhalla. There are Shambhala. Everywhere.
So why is Earth so dramatic and messed up?
You only think it is. It's a perception.
Okay. So that idea that we're actually in heaven, but we just don't perceive the reality, is that what you're saying it is?
It's for you to find out.
Okay. Now, there's always people coming and predicting when a big shift will happen, when the big event will happen. People thought things were going to be dramatically changed in 2012. There was other stuff about March of this year, 2018. In your view, what is the time frame of when this shift will get more dramatic, that it's undoubtable to everybody?
It's already happening.
Okay. Why don't people realize it's happening?
The consciousness is low. The consciousness raises among individuals. There are those who see the truth. The ones who do not will fall.
Okay.
This is how it's always been.
So is there any corollary with things like the book of Revelations in the Bible?
Books, papers, these are ideas. These are perceptions. There is an order to the universe.
What can you tell us about that order to the universe that we don't know? How could you help us take one more step in understanding that today?
All points in time and space are connected. Everything happens at once.
But then we have this experience of things happening one after the other in time.
It's all an illusion.
What happens when we break through that illusion?
See the truth.
Okay. And so you perceive reality by that truth?
There is only truth.
But there is also a perception of time. So is that truth also?
It's a perception.
Right.
Wordplay.
What's the most important thing for Eric to know right now besides that he's not alone?
He has a very, very, very important task.
Can you tell us more about that?
No, I cannot. This
Okay.
task is deep. It is his purpose here on earth, and it will be fulfilled.
It seems that he has connections from other work that we've done together with a lot of different extraterrestrial groups. Do you have anything to add to that?
These experiences remind him he is not alone.
Right. Is alien visitation on Earth, extraterrestrial visitation, part of this shift that is happening?
Absolutely.
What would you predict would be a time frame where everybody on Earth would know for sure that extraterrestrials exist?
There is no time, therefore there is no frame.
Okay. But just in our illusion of time.
You're looking for an absolute, and the only absolute there is truth.
Okay.
There is order in the universe.
Well, how do we tap into that order? It's very hard just to tap in by saying everything is connected, every point and time and space is connected. How do we utilize that information?
It's for you to decide where you want to go, what you want to see, what you want to experience. This world has free will.
And so for example, if I would want to experience that cat planet, could I just experience that?
course you could.
Well, how would that work? How would I get there?
You're already there.
So if all these points in time and space are connected, why would we even travel to another planet? Couldn't we just change the frequency of where we are and then the other planet's right here?
You're starting to get the picture.
Okay. So then in one way there is no time. You told us there's no time, but then that would mean in a certain way there's no space. Is that correct?
There is. There is truth.
Mm-hmm. If you could put out a message to human beings as a whole, and that message will go out to many now, what is your message to humanity?
Always hold on to hope. A new world is coming. Be patient.
Thank you. Do you have anything else you'd like to share before we move on?
I have nothing more to say.
Well, thanks so much for the help you've given us. Very interesting stuff. Thank you.